Alright, so we have Abdul Razak Alhassan versus Alessio de Chirico. Alessio has a 2-inch height advantage and a 1-inch reach advantage. Break down the strike into these two. So for de Chirico is a counter striker, which could be quite, dangerous when you're facing a guy with the power of Alhassan. But Alhassan, he's loading up on everything. He's a big punch. He's got a lot of power. He throws heat. Which does tend to gas him out if he doesn't get the knockout in the first round, but he just plays into his strengths and he's got massive power, so he goes for it, I guess. Chirico counter 2, 3, basically what he throws against orthodox fighters like Alhassan. Chirico will mix in the takedowns every now and then, which I think could be good against Alhassan because we'll get into it. How they win fights, solid everywhere for Chirico, and for Alhassan, just massive power. How these guys lose fights, for Alhassan, just terrible takedown defense, zero jiu-jitsu, poor cardio. For Chirico, judges don't love his style. He's on the back foot a lot. He's low volume. He always seems to get the short end of the stick when it comes to the judges, and to be fair, he doesn't really put his stamp on fights. Path to victory for Chirico. I think he should go with a wrestling heavy approach. Honestly, I think there's just such a hole in Abdul Razak Alhassan's game that you should just really try to exploit it if you have any fight IQ. And you can keep it on the feet. You can probably beat him striking, but I just feel like if you have any wrestling, you should go for it against Alhassan. So for Alhassan, maybe try and land a bomb, I guess. I don't know. Maybe just bum rush him in round 1, empty the tank. You're probably not going to win a decision, like a technical kickboxing decision, or have any success later in the fight. So, might as well probably just go for it in round 1. Play to your strengths, I guess. So how I see the fight going. So taped these guys a while ago. Both their opponents pulled out since then, so I didn't retape for this matchup to see if there's any tendencies or whatever or punches that could potentially land for Alhassan or something like that. Just going off recollection of what I know of these two fighters. But it seems pretty straightforward to me. I think Alhassan is round 1 KO or bust. I think all of his wins in his career are round 1 KOs. I'm pretty sure that's the case, but it's a cliche to say that some guys round 1 are bust, but this guy literally is probably. Chirico should win the second and the third round pretty consistently. I think Chirico is the better striker, technically speaking. He's the better grappler, he's the better clinch player, and he's just the better fighter, really. But the better fighter doesn't always win, and Razak, he does have significant power. So if he does land, it's trouble for anybody. But Chirico is pretty solid. He's shown a solid shin. His striking defense is pretty good because he's usually pretty focused on it. And it kind of tends to lose him fights because he's focused on defense, not focused on his own offense, and he lets the fight get away from him a little bit. I feel like Chirico pulls away late just on body language and optics and stuff like that, as Razak slows down and just body language is terrible. But even then, it wouldn't surprise me if Alessio didn't completely style on him and really take advantage of a gassed Alhassan, just because of his style, his counterpunching style and his volume. He's not someone I want to bet as a huge favorite, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, let's have a look at the betting lines. Alright, so the prediction is what's his name? Chirico. But I think he's too much of a favourite, honestly. I think, he's probably lined correctly, but it's just, I don't want to bet a guy like Chirico at fucking minus 250 or whatever that is. I've got both sides done decimal, but I don't really care for this fight. Goes to decision as a pick'em. Surprising for an Alhassan fight, but my prediction is Chirico does win a decision, so I don't know. I just don't really care about this fight. Is what I'm trying to say.